Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We have just lost the top four race. We have just lost the top four race. Arsenal 0, Burnley 0 at the Emirates Stadium, failing to score at the Emirates Stadium for the first time in 10 games. And the top four race, lads, for me, it's over. It's absolutely over. There is no question about it. There is nothing I can say about it. That that top four race, I'm forgetting about it, and we've got to think about other things. But there's so many things to think about this game. There's so many talking points in this game, and there's so many things to discuss about this game. And I think the key point, the key issue is the transfer window. It's January. We've not brought in anyone, and the lacking areas are still costing us games throughout the year. Right from Manchester City, we said we need a striker. That was the 1st of January. We thought that was going to be, handled. It was, it's not handled by now. And then, moving into, the month, you have Liverpool. You're dropping points like that, and honestly, I'm disturbed. These are 4 games, this year. 4 games. No win. We've not scored against Nottingham Forest. We've not scored against Liverpool in both legs. And ultimately, we've also scored only 1 goal. And that was in a defeat still against Manchester City. There's so many things I want to speak about in this game, but I want to get your opinion about it. What do you think really went wrong? Yes, the boys played well. It was that kind of performance where you just can't scold the players. There is something missing in this team. Lacazette had the golden chance of that game. Golden chance. And in a space of 3 days, 4 days, he has wasted 2 golden opportunities that you thought really meant the world to Arsenal. Because if he had scored against Liverpool, we would be probably through, or we would have taken that game to penalties. If he scored today, Burnley, they had 0 incentive going forward. They never had any thoughts of going forward. They didn't think about it. All they thought about was how do we defend against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium and pick up a point? And that's what they've done very, very brilliantly. But I think before we give credit to Burnley, we really played a very boring game. We really played a very, very poor game. The strategy was wrong. Crossing in, we look at the statistics, corner after corner, cross after cross. Those crosses were absolutely useless today, right? They were useless because we're playing a Burnley side that we played into their hands. Burnley, that is their strength. Jacob Tarkowski and Burnley in the air. That is their strength. You've got to run at them. You've got to take the ball to them. You've got to, create moments of pure quality if you're going to beat Burnley. I said it in the preview. They've only conceded 27 times. Only 27 times this season. If you look at how many clubs have conceded less times than Burnley, there are very, very few clubs, around 7 clubs in the Premier League. The rest of the clubs, they've conceded 30 and above goals. So Burnley are in that tier where, it's a club that has conceded 30 and below, actually 28 and below. They've not conceded even 28 goals this season. We needed to be clinical. We needed to create the chances. I thought in the second half we were a little bit better, but chances not taken. Point 1, you need a striker. Chances not created enough. Point 2, you need a central midfielder. And for me, there is no other argument, lads. There is no other argument. Arsenal, very, very close there to getting back to the top 4. And we have dropped points at a time when Spurs have a game in hand against us. They are above us. And United are now above us now, right? They're in the top 4. United will be in the top 4 until what? A month? Until 2 weeks now? It's crazy. It's a shambles. That performance there was not bad for the eyes, but it was not what we needed. And this squad is absolutely lacking, very, very much lacking. But anyway, lads, let's go through the game. First half. In the first half, I thought the start was rubbish. Honestly, first half was absolute rubbish. What were we doing? What were we doing in the first half? Very slow. We played into the hands of Burnley. I thought Burnley, they were not the, throughout both halves, they were not the better side. They really didn't come, to pick up 3 points. And I think it was a very, very good strategy from Sean Dyke, because he knows when you come to pick up 3 points at the Emirates Stadium, you might end up not getting a point. So they didn't come to pick up points. They rather came to defend. And that's what they do. They play that kind of 4-4-2 where they just, sit in a low block, and defend all the time. I don't want to give them credit, honestly, because that is what they do. They've done it all season. They've done it, through the years. They've done it all their lives. They were just brilliant. It was just another day in office for Burnley. But Arsenal, we needed to do better. First half, shambles, absolute shambles. Smith Rowe was very sloppy. No player in that first half really can get away with it. It was very, very sloppy. And when I looked at that first half, I looked onto the bench and I was like, can we have a player coming off the bench? Do we have a player coming off the bench? And it was only Eddie Nketiah. And that shows you the quality lacking in this Arsenal side. There's a lot lacking. There's a lot lacking. First half, absolute shambles. I don't care if we were the better side. We were on top the whole 90 minutes, even in the first half. But there is nothing to show. There is nothing Arsenal can't show, in that first half that is exciting. Nothing. Second half, better, absolutely better, but not good enough. Because we played in Burnley's hands. Because whatever we did went into Burnley's hands. That was their plan all along. That is what they wanted us to do, and we absolutely did that. We kept on crossing in, and you know what's funny is we didn't win any corner. There was no corner that we won. How many corners did we have? Double figures. We didn't win any one of them, right? It shows you, what Burnley were after and what Arsenal were after. And Burnley, for me, they won this game because they deserved a point. They were defensively very, very organized. They were uniform. They stuck to their game plan, and that was the game plan. Just make it hard for Arsenal, right? I don't know if Mikel didn't see that, but that is what Burnley do. They just make it hard for you. But anyway, let's get to the statistics and look at how each team really performed, and then we will speak about the lack of a striker and a midfielder, just like you always do. I mean, it's a song. All right. Every after game, we'll have to speak about this things. This is how Arsenal started out. Ramsdale was in goal. Ben White, Rob Holding, Gabriel Magalhaes, Kay and Tierney. We played Albert Lokonga in that single pivot. I thought he was a little bit brilliant today. Was a little bit better than the Liverpool game, but he really didn't do much because Burnley really didn't have a lot to do in terms of disturbing him coming forward. Bukayo Saka, I thought he was not sharp enough. Martin Odegaard was okay. Smith Rowe, very, very, very okay in the second half. Gabriel Martinelli, I thought he was good, by the way. I thought it was good, but productivity zero. Lacazette, you need a striker there. We need a striker there. Like we predicted, Nick Pope gets started in goal. Eric Peters, Ben Mee, James Tarkowski, Conor Roberts. They started in the back four. Aaron Lennon, Ashley Westwood, Josh Brownhill, and Dwight McNeil. McNeil also being very, very good in that game. And I thought he could have won it. Matej Vidra as well as Joe Rodriguez starting up front in that too. Right. So let's look at the statistics then, because I think, they speak a lot. Arsenal, ball possession, 76%. 76% ball possession. It tells you everything you need to know about this game. 76% ball possession. And in the end, we walked away without scoring. Because that's a big, that is more than 3/4 of possession, and we walked away without scoring. And the chances we created, really, I think you think about that corner where Smith Rowe's Smith Rowe's attempt is cleared by Nick Paul, very very good save. You think about Alexander Lacazette's chance, which I think was the better chance in the game. Where else? What else? I mean, for me, that is it, right? For me, that is it. There is no, there was nothing else. All the chances were half chances. We really never tried to, get better with Burnley. You've got to give them credit, and I will do, talk about Burnley and give them the credit they deserve. Total shots on goal, we had 20. On target, 5. Burnley had 1 on target, and they had only 10 shots. Shots of target, we had 8. Blocked shots, we had 7. Corners, we had 12 corners. And that is where Burnley won the game. That was the difference. Burnley, they just knew how you beat Arsenal. How do you beat Arsenal? You've got to, you've got to be in those, you've got to force them in those areas where you're comfortable defending. And that's what they did. They forced us into corners. They forced us into wide areas. How many crosses did come in this time? Let's see. Crosses. Number of crosses from SofaScore. Number of crosses. Arsenal. 34 crosses today. 34 crosses. And you know how many of them were successful? 3. Right? 34 crosses, and we only completed 3 of them. And that shows you, we played into the hands of Burnley. We played into, we played where Burnley wanted us. They forced us into wide areas. Kiantiani crossing those balls, they were bogus. They were absolutely bogus. Crosses from the right-hand side of the pitch. Ben White, I think there were not really much crosses. Saka trying to cross in the ball, always bogus. It was bogus. The corners, I think the corners were okay, but there is nothing to do with the corners because they were better than us, and we only have one player to fight for aerial balls when it comes to corners. That is Gabriel. And they did it very well. They numbered out Gabriel. No other Arsenal player tried to win an area ball in a corner. And that's why I think, it was so brilliant from Burnley, right? It was very, very brilliant from Burnley. Very, very brilliant. They deserved that point. It's vital. It is important, but they absolutely deserved it, right? Because our performance today, lads, has been flat. Our performance today, lads, it lacked any kind of, technical intelligence. I thought we would use the intelligence of players like Saka and Martinelli. And I thought, Saka, because he was against Eric Peters, I thought it was even going to be more interesting because in the first half, I saw him running at him. I saw him trying to, create a very, very difficult atmosphere for him. And I thought I thought it was one where it was going to be brilliant. I thought it was going to be, even better than him, but he absolutely failed at it. He failed at it. But the 2-point slides that I picked out of this game. Number 1, Arsenal need to get in a striker. And it's not that we need to get top 4, because for me, it is over. It is gone. Top 4 now is gone. But we need to get in a striker as soon as possible. We need to do that. We need to get a striker. Look, listen. 36 points now, play 21 games. Yes, we can overtake West Ham because we have a couple of games in hand, and they're only a point above. But we, United are now in the top 4, and we are 6th. The squad we have is narrow, right? We are on the same number of points as Tottenham Hotspur, and Spurs, for your information, they have 2 games in hand. That means if they pick up a point, They go above us, and we shall go in this international break seventh. You can imagine, seventh. And the reason there is failing to beat Burnley. Just, failing to beat Burnley. That is the only reason as to why we got seventh. And if you look at the battle between Spurs and United and West Ham, we will be in that battle. We will be in that top four battle, but we are never winning it. We are never gonna win it with this squad. For me, top four, it's off. It's absolutely off. So go get a striker. If you're going to do it better, if we can do any better, go get a striker. Other than that, I don't see Arsenal going anywhere. I don't see us, doing anything in this season. Go get a striker. Go get a central midfielder. Let's talk about the central midfield, because those flat performances are coming from are coming from two players, Emil Smith Rowe and Albert Sam Lokonga. Lokonga is a defensive midfielder. So you thought alongside Albert Sam Lokonga, where Partey plays, you need a brilliant mind. You need a player who thinks outside the box. And Odegaard, I think is good. I think he tried whatever he could, but he's without a central midfielder, without a good central midfielder, he's not playing as advanced as he would like to be. He's not playing, in that role as he wants. He's actually playing as deep as he can, right? So you just need a central midfielder. As simple as that. If we had Gigino Wijnaldum in this game, if Arsenal had, maybe Athamela or Gigino or Renato, this would have been a very, very different game. Just need someone who brings that ball closer. Just need someone who brings that, who brings the ball a little bit closer to the opponent. We didn't do that enough. We didn't. We decided to go wide, and the wide strategy, going out wide, picking up those wide balls, it really didn't work. It really didn't work. So, lads, what did you think about it? I don't know what I don't know what you really thought about it, but for me, it was absolutely flat. It was very, very flat. Teacher says, Arsenal were not serious. Up to now, we are fighting to sign one player. Salim says useless. Arteta plus players. Look, I'm not really going to put this on Mikel Arteta. Look, honestly, he should have done better. Should have done better, because it's one of those performances where you just feel like your team didn't do it. Your team didn't do enough, right? But I won't put it on Mikel Arteta because he doesn't have a central midfielder. He doesn't have a central midfielder in this game, honestly. Smith Rowe did very well in the second half, and I thought putting him off was a mistake for Eddie Nketiah, who did nothing for me. I thought, it's one game where you look at the bench and you're like, you could dream. I think Lacazette would have come off, but of course you can't put off Lacazette while you're looking for a goal. You can't put off Saka. You can't put off Gabriel Martinelli. And maybe he was a little bit afraid, but maybe it would have been better if you had taken off Albert Lokonga. But even with that, we need a central midfielder. I think we need to answer those questions that we're lacking today. How do we drive the ball closer to the opponent, and how do we put it away? That chance, trust me, Alexander Lacazette spoiled. A striker puts it away. A good striker puts it away. And I'm just feeling like Eddie Nketiah would have scored that ball. Yeah. I just feel like Eddie Nketiah would have scored that ball. But we didn't do enough, honestly. We can't keep on mourning, can we? Yeah, we can't keep on mourning. We didn't do enough. And, that's it. Arsenal failing to get those points there. So, we didn't do enough. Didn't do enough. And I think it's a vital now. It's a vital call for the transfer window. Can Arsenal now respond? Because if we respond positively, I will be okay. But after these performances against Liverpool, against Nottingham Forest, against Burnley, if we do not respond by bringing in serious players, then that's the problem. Raka says the absence of Mr. Partey. We need a striker. And JK Akik says no process here since long time. Arsenal are very, very inconsistent. Look, I don't think it's I don't think it's a game where I get to disbelieve in the project that we're building. No, but it's just a highlight. It's just that kind of marker that shows you do this, do this, do this. If you fail to do it, you lose out. And I think Arsenal really, really are losing out at the moment. We are really, really, really losing out. So it's that game where I don't lose trust in the process. Sorry, in the project, right? But I'm gonna ask questions. Can we, can we do better than that? Can we find ourselves doing better than that? Can we? If we can, absolutely. If we can't, there is no answer, right? There is no answer. If they have sold to us a project, then it should work. They should back it. They should add more players to this. Because for me, Gino Wijnaldum should be playing for this side. If we want Gino, he should be playing. If we wanted Arthur Melo or Renato, we should have a central midfielder today. It's the 23rd. We should have a central midfielder, and the fact that we don't, it shows how lazy we are. Very, very lazy. And we've tried to sign a striker all season. What a chance by Lacazette! What a chance! I don't know why he puts it wide. Yes, there is pressure, but try to put it on target. Force a corner out of it. Honestly, at least hit the target from there. It's a very, very good run by Emil Smith-Rowe, and I expect any striker to hit the target. He doesn't even hit the target. He doesn't even hit the target. And that is where I was really, really disgusted. That is where I really got disgusted. He does very well in terms of hold-up play, but that is not all you do as a striker. You've got to back your team with goals. And I think that's the beauty with clinical number 9s. And that's why at times I say Isak, not better than Dusan Vlahovic. Because with players like Isak, they don't give you those valuable goals. Some like Lacazette, they don't give you those valuable goals. I just imagine if it was Aubameyang there. I don't know. Maybe. Because it was very open, lads. It was very, very open. Right? Just quick feet. Sort out your feet. Be brave. You're in front of goal. You've done that for 10 plus years. Like I said, absolutely bottled it. Yeah, he absolutely bottled it. And I was very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. I thought Mikel would actually, put him off, really. But, he decided to keep him on. I'm very, very, very sorry, bro. Cossy. I can't be listening today's podcast. It's okay, bro. Midfielder, strikers, nothing. You can't depend, on the young lads. I think it's one of those performances where you even don't know what, where to start from, in terms of a reaction. You don't know. But I think all the credit for me in this game goes to Burnley. They played well. They were very solid. They put in that kind of performance that was very, very solid. They defended well. Their game reading was absolutely top notch. And if I'm Sean Dyche, I'm very, very happy, with them. Very, very happy. They're still at the bottom of the table. They've picked up another point. They do have games in hand, at the moment. They have 12 points. I think it will be one where they'll be very, very, very happy with themselves. Very, very happy. But anyway, lads, that's my match reaction. We'll be back later and we'll be highlighting the need for a striker, honestly, lads. We'll be highlighting the need for a striker in the last shot of the day. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you right in the next one.